Pup. It's a Lambeau Pup. Oh, hi.
It's supper time, but I wanted to show for supper tonight we're having a new dish that we're making with zucchini noodles. And I used a spiraler that we had that I honestly forgot we had. And it is this guy. I got it from Aldi probably 2 years ago or something close to that. Basically, you have this contraption that slides in down here, and then you have these different blade attachments. So this is the thick spiral, there's a thin spiral, and there's a ribbon attachment as well. So I cut the ends of each zucchini off, and then I stuck one end to this and the other end to this, because this then sits right in here. And you just turn the crank and it spirals it, and it takes out the core in the center, and you're just left with these gorgeous spirals. And I'm very excited because these are by far the best spirals for zucchinis I have ever made, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out. The recipe that we're making it's called one pot teriyaki chicken zoodles. One pot as in everything gets cooked together in a singular pot and served out of the same pot. I'll let you know how it goes because it looks real good as far as like ingredient prep. So I'm hoping it tastes pretty good because it's also fairly simple to prepare, especially now that I remember we have that spiraler. I'll let you know how the recipe is, if it's any good or not, because I'm gonna start making a lot more new recipes. Good morning. It is the next morning. Dinner was delicious. It ended up being really, really easy to put together. Again, with that spiraler, it just made prep so much quicker and actually kind of fun. That sounds weird, but like spinning a vegetable into a bunch of like perfect spirals is actually kind of fun. It ended up being really, really good. I think the only thing I would do different next time is, as far as prep goes, is I would do a better job of trying to dry the zucchini spirals because I didn't dry them as well as I should have, and you put salt on them before you pat them dry because the salt helps extract some of that moisture, and I didn't go back through and like change out the paper towels or try to pat them dry anymore, and I just let them sit. So that was probably my fault, and they ended up being just a little bit damp still, which then in return caused, once I added them to the mixture, the sauce that was already in there to become a little more watery. So that's probably the only thing I would do different as far as like the prep stuff. And then Dan and I were saying the flavor was really good, but we might try adding, instead of just flat salt into the dish in the ingredients. I'll try to find a link for this recipe and I will put it in the description box below. It calls to add salt and pepper to taste throughout multiple steps of this. And I think what we might do the next time we make this, because it's very good, we're probably gonna make it again for sure, is instead of adding salt during most of those steps, to add some fish sauce or some oyster sauce, because the flavor profile of those will go really well with this, and they're very salty in nature. So it'll just be like an extra flavor while still getting that salt that you need. Again, the flavor was really good. It seemed like something was missing, and I knew it wasn't salt that was missing, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and Dan suggested that. And I thought, you know, that might actually be what it was. There might just be that one little aspect of flavor that isn't there because it was just flat salt instead of oyster sauce or fish sauce. So we're gonna give that a try next time and see how it goes. I also wanted to show you the finished little bell contraption. Here it is. So the bell is hanging out right in there, and we have the 4 springs that are glued to the top and bottom. And basically, there's just this right here that Lambeau either has to boop with his nose or hit with his paw. And it rings. And this piece of wood right here stops it from like flying all over the place and being all wonky, while all of these pieces of wood stop it from slipping and sliding anyway underneath of here. And obviously it hits the bell, which is right there below it, which, yep, there you can see the break between the two right there. It's been interesting trying to get Lambeau to hit it. I think he's getting the hang of it a little more. I put a treat, it felt so bad. I was trying to get him to boop it with his nose last night. And so I got a tiny little treat that I had, and I broke it in half. And I put half of the treat on the little platform that he needed to boop. And I thought he's gonna grab the treat and in the process boop his nose on it. He was very gentle with grabbing the treat, so he didn't push down on the platform at all. So I put the other half of the treat on, and when he went down to reach it, I kind of went like that with his head. Which sounds really bad. Like, I didn't do it hard. I just had to use enough force so his nose would go down, but also if he resisted immediately, I would still have the pressure to like kind of force his nose down to boop it. I might also just get a hold of people who have taught their dogs to ring bells to go outside and figure out what they're doing, because I just know that this is a thing. I've not actually done any research on how they've gotten this to work. It is currently 20 to 10. At 12:30, I am starting a 2-day-long seminar of live streams for heat presses. If you've watched my videos for any length of time, you would know what a heat press is. But if you haven't, and you don't, this guy is a heat press. This, you turn it on, get it to really, really hot, you put whatever you want in there, you heat it down. It is said that the better style ones are like the swivel ones where it doesn't clamp down, but instead it like the whole thing raises up evenly and swivels to the side out of your way. But this seminar I learned about from a YouTube channel that I watch, Angelina Jasmina, and she was saying that it's a completely free seminar to sign up for the beginning of the year. And basically what it's supposed to be is they're supposed to show you, I think, their brand of heat press and everything you can do with it and different things you can make to sell with it and basically all of the uses that it has. And I want to watch it because they're going to be having classes related to the heat press specifically, but also classes relating to like marketing and selling online and how to kind of help your items that you're selling be the best they can be and the easiest to find. So I really want to be a part of this seminar to kind of just try to learn as much as I can, especially because it's free. So that is all day today, starting from 12:30. I think the last class ends at like 9 or 10 p.m. And then tomorrow it's all day as well. I think classes start as early as 9 a.m. and go all the way until 9 or 10 p.m. And then on Thursday, the only thing that they had scheduled was like the closing seminar thing. That's what I'm going to be doing the next 2 days. So I'm not going to be vlogging at all because it's just class after class after class after class after class after class, like nonstop. Wanted to show how Lambeau reacts when Dan gets home. Did I say the magic word? He said he's on his way, so he should be turning up the street any second. Lambeau, is Dan home? Is Dan home? I don't think he's here quite yet. Very soon, puppy. I'm convinced that Lambeau likes Dan more than me because I guarantee he never acts like this when I'm gone. Who are you waiting for? I have to be really careful that I don't talk about Dan too much before he's ready to come home, because this is how Lambeau reacts. He stares at the laundry room door, and then he goes to the door and stares at the garage door. Lambeau, I think Dan's home. Yep, he hears the garage door opening. You're very messy. Garage. Is Dan home? Light on. Is Dan home? Yeah, you never act like that when I come home. Hear the door close. Oh my goodness.
It's a Lambeau pup! It's a Lambeau pup! Oh, hi! Hello, 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 hello.
Little tail just flailing.
Oh, yes, yes, here. Whoa, no, I'm staying here. There you go.
I told you Dan was home.
Yes. Oh, it's so good to see you.
Oh, it took so much out of you. You had to get some water, huh?
Yeah.